Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors and our national anthems. Please remain standing until they have removed or marched away from the stage. Thank you. You may be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Forrest Stella Taylor, and I am the proud principal of the Frederick Douglass High School. Thank you for your presence and warm reception of the highly diverse and talented class of 2022. They indeed epitomize the essence and personification of scholarship, achievement, and perseverance. It is indeed an honor to have joined with us individuals committed to ensuring a quality education for the students of Atlanta Public Schools. We want to welcome the members of our Atlanta Board of Education, executive leadership, and district leadership. We also recognize our beloved Superintendent, Dr. Lisa N. Herring. Please join me for a round of applause. So many of our senior class have matriculated through Atlanta Public Schools throughout their education and within the Douglas cluster as early as pre-kindergarten. We are grateful for the Douglas cluster principals who have joined us today in honor of these candidates for graduation. Please stand as your names are called in recognition. Mr. Ramon Garner, principal of John Lewis Invictus Academy. Dr. Joy Kilpatrick, principal of Boyd Elementary. Dr. Dion Simon, principal of Harper Archer Elementary School. Mr. Langston Longley, principal of Scott Elementary School. Dr. Phyllis Earls and Douglas alumni, principal of F.L. Stanton Elementary. And last but not least, Mr. Jerry Parker, principal of Usher Collier Elementary. Thank you. I want to also take this time to honor and acknowledge the entire faculty and staff of the Frederick Douglass High School, who have persevered and worked tirelessly to ensure that our scholars have reached this pivotal moment in their lives. Douglass faculty and staff, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. You may be seated. I would like to publicly acknowledge and pay special recognition to our entire team of administrators for your tireless efforts and support of our scholars each and every day. Please stand as your names are called in recognition. Mr. LaShawn Dixon, Mr. Shermaine Jennings, Miss Cartia Lewis Jean, Miss Sagana Ponder, and Mr. Derwin Purnell. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to acknowledge both our Douglas High Go Team members, as well as our beloved Frederick Douglass Alumni Association officers. If any of you all are present today in the audience, we please ask that you stand and be recognized. Thank you. This afternoon, we celebrate the 52nd commencement exercise for Frederick Douglass High School. We are proud of the legacy and accomplishments of the prestigious alumni of this great school, many of whom have returned to their alma mater as part of our faculty and staff. To our Douglass alumni, we are so grateful for the many ways that you contribute to the success of our scholars. At this time, any and all present Douglass alumni from the first graduating class of 1970 up to the graduating class of 2021, please rise and be acknowledged at this time. Thank you. I would like to also acknowledge our special guest who was not able to join us this afternoon for a prior commitment, but we do want to acknowledge City Council Member Michael Julian Bonds, class of 1984. Please give him a round of applause. Finally, we are grateful for the phenomenal team of staff that has provided a special level of support for our seniors this year. Please rise and be recognized as your name is called. Ms. Sagana Ponder, 12th grade administrator. Ms. Monita Morton, senior counselor. Mr. Eldridge Lee, counselor. Ms. Lauren King, graduation coach. Ms. Marlicia Parkman and Douglas alum, project manager. And Ms. Danielle McKinnon, senior class advisor. Thank you so much for this amazing team and all that you have done for our seniors. You may be seated. At this time, it is my honor to introduce our Superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, Dr. Lisa Herring. Dr. Herring came to Atlanta Public Schools in July 2020, just as the pandemic was causing a disruption in all of our lives. But she and APS withstood the storm. Born and raised in Macon, Georgia, she is a proud graduate of Spelman College and went on to earn her doctorate in education from Georgia Southern University. I'm sure you would agree, from an educational standpoint, all of that is great, but let's step back for just a moment to reveal a little bit more about the person behind this terrific leader. Dr. Herring can cite statistics, policy, and theory at the drop of a hat quite impressively, but there's something even more impressive about Dr. Herring. Dr. Herring raised her daughter, received her doctorate, and climbed the ranks of education on the way to becoming our superintendent as a single parent. That deserves a pause and a applause right there. She's well-rounded. She loves cooking Sunday dinners. She enjoys sports. And if you've even seen her at an APS event, or anywhere for that matter, you could tell right away that she cares deeply about our students and people in general. Dr. Herring is a great example of what can be accomplished if you follow her lead and get a strong educational foundation. So join me in welcoming someone who wants all of us to succeed, our very own superintendent, Dr. Lisa Herring.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, scholars, yes, you look outstanding. Before I begin, I'd like to ask all of us to take a moment of silence while still honoring and celebrating the commitment and the completion of graduation. As a parent, as an educator, teacher, we want to extend a moment of silence for the victims of the Texas school shooting, not to take away from the glory and celebration of today's ceremony, but to stand in unison as human beings, because when one of us becomes impacted, we all are. Just a slight moment of silence, please. Principal Taylor, thank you for that gracious introduction. Again, good afternoon. And to the class of 2022, . It is our pleasure to celebrate you. Before I get to my remarks, I'd like to give a special recognition to the entire Atlanta Public Schools community for the honor of delivering remarks for today's commencement. Although I am the one up here, it is clear that there are so many behind and beside me who have contributed to your success today. I'd like to recognize those who have joined you in working extraordinarily hard to ensure that today happened. To our parents and guardians, aunts and uncles and grandmothers and family members, we recognize you. To our Atlanta Public School board members, if I may, if you would allow me to recognize our board chairwoman, Ms. Ishe Collins, our board vice chairwoman, Ms. Aretta Baldwin. Following board members, board member Erica Mitchell, board member Katie Howard, board member Tamara Jones, board member Cynthia Briscoe Brown. To Principal Forestella Taylor and the leadership team of Frederick Douglass High School, we honor and recognize you. To the principals of the cluster, and I dare not forget the love and commitment of the faculty of Frederick Douglass High School. We celebrate you as well. So today is a cause for celebration. Graduates, you have worked hard and you've reached a tremendous milestone, and we are all extraordinarily proud of you. You are about to become newly minted alums of Atlanta Public Schools, one of the oldest school districts, one of the oldest public school districts in the United States of America. APS will celebrate the occasion of our 150th birthday this coming school year. And we should all take pride, all of us should take pride in the district's ongoing commitment to providing a scholarly education for every child, every scholar that we serve. Consider the legacy, scholars, graduates, of your school's namesake, Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery and went on to become a world-renowned abolitionist. It was Douglass who said, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." If you are a part of the collective class of 2022, you have certainly seen your share of struggle. But let me mention just some of the highlights of your senior year, Astros. You have 15 scholars graduating early. You won first place in the inaugural Atlanta Urban League mock city council meeting. You have 36 National Honor Society scholars. Your JROTC cadets received Honor Unit of Distinction. You have come home to the Regional Positive Athlete winner of the Lead Center of Youth and home to the district level winner in the Georgia Young Authors Writing Contest. You boast a partnership with Capitol Records Bonus Track, and this coming school year, you'll launch the 9th grade STEAM Academy. You've started creating your own legacy. And as I look into the faces of those of you who are seated before me, I am reminded that the human spirit is still soaring higher than ever, and that Mr. Frederick Douglass himself, who cleared the path for all of us, but especially for you, wants you to keep on making progress in your lives. For the next few minutes, I'm going to ask us to unite our collective imagination and be transported to the land of story or storytelling. Let's frame a vision together. Stories are tools for living. Stories. Stories are tools for living. They give us a sense of belonging, a sense of destiny and purpose. Stories are tools for living. Graduates, each of you have a very unique story. You are the main character on a journey that only you can navigate. You are the main character on a journey that only you can navigate. Graduates, each of you in your unique story, you should recognize that your story has meaning and currency and value. Your story, what you do with your life, can influence any and everyone, from the person across from you at the dinner table, to the person sitting next to you, to those who consume this auditorium, to billions around the world. Many of you have already started the journey. With TikTok, Instagram, and other forms of social media, you've learned how to frame and capture your story. Some of you already have an incredible story to share. To share it with the world, you've already started to do. To that end, allow me to just share one. Yamsel Matos Clemente, I know you're here. At age 14, you moved here from Puerto Rico after a major hurricane. You didn't speak English. You're graduating now with a GPA over 3.6. You like to cook and plan to study culinary arts and world languages. And please, please continue to write your story. All of you, please continue to write your story. The first act or the first chapter of your story is largely complete. And we at APS are proud we have played a major role in your story development to this point and beyond. So as the story of your lives continue to unfold in this next act, in this next chapter, it should serve as an aspiration to younger generations, and it should serve as an inspiration to our older generations. I ask you, please, share your stories, but not as a pathway to fame and fortune, but out of a commitment to serve others, because we need you. A commitment that says you will tie your own dreams and destiny to something much larger and greater than yourself. It's your story to tell. The treasures that will come your way as a result of the support you give to others will far outweigh anything you can imagine at this moment. But scholars, graduates, you must live your story, and you must share it. So I ask you, Frederick Douglass graduates, what is the main idea and the theme of your story? Is it service, ingenuity, wealth, friendship? How about prosperity for all? What is it that you want people to take away from the narrative of your life that will lead them to believe that they can do it as well? If you speak your truth, then the theme of your life will resonate with all of humanity, not because you live in the right zip code, drive the right car, or work for the right company, but because you achieved all of these things and helped others to weave the narrative of their own stories. And your stories will be powerful. Listen, they already are. We know this. They already are. You're going to land high-tech jobs with titles that don't even exist yet. Some of you will discover cures or write groundbreaking public policy or crank out the great American novel or Oscar-winning screenplays of tomorrow. And all of us are on the edge of our seats, waiting for that next chapter to evolve, waiting to watch your story unfold. And I'm imagining something in my own mind as I think about, for this last few minutes, what might be in the land of your storytelling. When the closing credits to your story roll, class of 2022, will the screen read entrepreneur, inventor, activist, president and CEO, executive producer, artist, chairman or chairwoman of the board, influencer, founder, philanthropist, so much more? It is your story to tell. And please, scholars, tell it well. How about you, moms and dads, grandparents, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles? We all know that we can see it close up, and we await the celebration of these stories. To our soon-to-be newly minted alums of the Frederick Douglass High School and of the Atlanta Public Schools, we dare and challenge and encourage and want you to venture into the world with boldness and intention. And by all means, please leave this world better than you found it, because we need you to do just that. Live your story, share your story, and place your story in the chronicles of history, and we collectively will celebrate, love, champion, and share your stories along with you in love and support. And to that end, to the class of 2022, we celebrate you as you move forward into your next chapter. And now, I'd like to introduce your Atlanta Board of Education Vice Chairwoman and District 2 Representative, Ms. Aretta Baldwin.
Good afternoon. Frederick Douglass High School, class of 2022. I am Aretta Baldwin, the proud Vice Chair of the Atlanta Board of Education and your District 2 representative. I stand here today along with my colleagues in awe of each and every one of you. You are an inspiration, and you are why we are here today. I'd like to recognize Principal Forestella Taylor and school leadership. I know firsthand that this team puts forth everything they have every day for their students, for our students. The team has contributed unlimited hours towards this end goal of graduation and success, so thank you for all that you do. I especially want to thank Dr. Herring and her leadership team, parents, caregivers, and family of graduates, alumni, my board colleagues, and a special shout out to those who made today's celebration at Georgia Tech possible. When I think about Douglass High School, I immediately think of the person in which the building was named after. What I like most about Frederick Douglass is that he was unapologetically focused. I mean this in the spirit of the late John Lewis, focused in making this world a better place for all, even if it meant getting into good trouble. Being focused requires you doing your best and competing at your highest level. My question to you is, are you focused? You are focused to win football, basketball, and baseball. I see you, Quay. Science fairs, debates among your friends, and yes, the list goes on. I've seen some of your social media posts from these events over the years, and you certainly were focused. But I'm not going to comment on that. Today, unlike the days of Frederick Douglass, you get to write your own story. You get to pick. It's your choice, your journey, your agenda. You only get to live once. Don't sell yourself short. You'll never know unless you try, so remain focused. Get rid of outdated ideas, shake up institutions that no longer serve the people, and become so good at what you do, others will fall over themselves to make room for you at the table. Better yet, make your own table. I close with these quotes from the great Douglass himself. It is not light that we need, but fire. It is not the gentle shower, but thunder. We need the storm, the whirlwind, and the earthquake. He also stated that without struggle, there is no progress. As I have encouraged you to remain focused, it is my duty to be transparent that it does not come without struggle. Keep the faith, maintain your focus, and know that we are here to support and cheer you on. And like Dr. Herring said, we'll be waiting and watching to see and hear your stories. We want to see you win, so bring it, Douglass. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates.
Good afternoon. The valedictorian is the highest academic honor that one can attain. The chosen scholar with the highest ranking based on grade point average. in the graduating class. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Raymond Bedell, this year's valedictorian.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now look, I promise you I'm not going to be like Ms. Richardson and be up here talking all day. Gotta love Ms. Richardson. Yes, I know I can talk a lot too sometimes. First off, I would like to thank everyone for coming out and supporting us today. I would also like to thank those who helped me along my journey, friends, families, teachers, classmates, because there's no way that I would have made it this far without you all. I wish I could call you all by name, but then we'll be here all day, and I don't know about you all, but I'm starting to get hungry. Our time in high school was a time like no other. I can't even put into words how these last 2 years have been for us with everything life has been throwing at us. First, our 10th grade year came to a screeching halt with us having to go into quarantine and to adapt to new learning styles and norms. Then having to deal with all the trauma that the pandemic brought. When we finally returned, we came into a new school, essentially, with the majority of the staff being new. And I'm just going to be the one to say it. We missed our teachers, and not coming back to them was a tough pill for us to swallow. And yet we persevered. There was all this pressure on top of us trying to prepare for our lives after high school, also trying to get through what was at present. Applying for different schools and scholarships, stressing on whether or not we'll get them. All we were trying to do was enjoy our last year of high school. If you ask me, I say we did a heck of a job. Now, can I get a round of applause for my seniors for making it through that? I would also like to recognize those 15 students who decided to put in the work to walk across the stage a year early. Now, I know that wasn't a simple task. Can I get a round of applause from our early graduates? Now, to my classmates. I know that we doubt ourselves a lot, and trust me, it's not just you, but when you look back at what you went through, it's definitely going down in history books. We made history. These last 2 years have been one of the most mentally challenging periods of my life, and that's to be expected. It's senior year, one of the most important years of our lives, but the pandemic, on top of many other things unique to our school, put so much more weight on us. We didn't make it through without diligence and determination, yet we persevered again. So when you go into life and you're trying to reach your goals, don't run away when it gets a little challenging. Don't run away when it gets scary. I want you to look back at your unique experiences as the class of 2022 of Frederick Douglass High School and remember how diligent and determined you were. Look back at how you made history. Apply those experiences to whatever you're going through in life and just know that you didn't leave high school empty-handed. I can't wait to see what life has in store for you all. Whatever it is, I know it's going to be astounding. And it's okay if you don't know exactly what you're going to do. But when you do find that thing, I want you to use that same diligence and determination towards it. I truly am going to miss seeing you all every day, and I will always cherish the memories that I made with you all. Now, I wouldn't feel right if I didn't thank our illustrious principal, Ms. Taylor, for coming in mid-year and changing our year around. I would also like to thank our senior sponsor, Ms. McKinnon, Ms. Morton and Mr. Lee, our counselors, Ms. Ponder, our 12th grade administrator, Dr. Franklin Jones, our STEAM coordinator, Ms. Parkman, our school business manager, project-based manager, Ms. B and Ms. Smith, our college and career advisors, our teachers, the graduation team, and all those behind the scenes for putting in the work beyond what was expected to make sure that we had everything we needed to walk across this stage today. Now, I hope that wasn't too long, but can I get one last round of applause for the persevering class of 2022?
Thanks, Raymond, and congratulations on your achievement. The salutatorian is the second highest academic honor. The chosen scholar has the second highest ranking. based on grade point average in the graduating class. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Jeremiah Williams, this year's salutatorian.
Good afternoon, family and friends. Atlanta Public School leaders, Frederick Douglass School High School staff and students, and of course, the class of 2022. Today, I would like to inspire you with a personal story. I hope my story encourages and inspires you to never give up on what you want in life, no matter the circumstance. You have the talent and the ability to be great. My story is one that comes with achievements, but also one that comes with struggles and obstacles. School was always easy for me. I've been a straight-A student since preschool. My hardships would come from my world outside of school. See, I was born into a single-parent household where my mom had to take care of me and my brother. With no family here in Georgia to help us, my brother and I did everything we could to make sure my mom's life was as easy as possible. Of course, no one is perfect, and life at times can be imperfect, and my family ended up homeless. Because of this, we rarely lived close to the schools I went to. I would have to take a few buses by myself to and from school every day. My family and I were faced with a life of uncertainty, consisting of a single mom living from paycheck to paycheck in a state of homelessness. But none of this mattered to me though, because I knew I was greater than anything life threw at me. My struggles began in middle school when I started my first job to help my mom out financially. At the age of 13, I was making anywhere from $100 to $200 a week. And one day, while on the job, I allowed the influence of the outside world to blur my sight of common sense. And I made a decision that could have prevented me from standing before you today. However, by the grace of God and because of my character and the type of student that I was shown both grace and mercy. Yet, through all of this, I was able to be captain of my robotics team, keep straight A's, and graduate top 5 in my class in middle school. In 9th grade, things got a little better. My mom found a small room that put a roof over our heads. She did the best she could, and she will always be the strongest woman I know. But good things don't often last long, and we ended up homeless again. I still held my family and school life together, no matter what I was going through. By 10th grade, my environment started to have a negative impact on me. Where I grew up, there was always drugs and violence, and soon it got the best of me. I would arrive at my biggest obstacle yet to overcome due to life struggles. My mom developed cancer, and my older brother ended up in prison. I felt lost when this happened. I had lost my only sibling. Losing him to the penal system enraged and depressed me. My grades started dropping as a result. I made my first C my junior year. However, I knew I would overcome this pain, and I pushed myself even harder. I got a job to help my mom with the bills, and I brought all my grades back up to A's. I knew I was greater than the obstacles that I faced. Later that year, I lost my grandmother on my mom's side. This is when I knew I had to step up and become a man. My family was shattered by this news, and I needed to be the glue that held everything together. Though I had my own problems going on, I always pushed them aside for my mother's sake, because I knew she would always do the same for me. Although we haven't conquered every challenge yet, things are improving. Everything felt fine this year. Not many problems other than rumors that would pop up here and there, but that's just how high school is. Now I can finally say I am a manager at my job. I'm second in my class, and I'm going to be a Panther at Georgia State University in the fall. I am finally a man. My story should illustrate to everyone that no matter the hardships, no matter the path, no matter the barriers or struggles you go through in life, there will always be a path around, through, and beyond them. Honestly, you just have to want what is better for yourself and your future. My high school experiences have helped me to realize that it's okay to be different. Nobody is born exactly the same, and our journeys in life will always be different. Whatever yours is, whatever yours may be, always remember that there is only one you. Be you and be unique, and celebrate what makes you different. Take the journey to become better.
Well, thank you, Raymond, and thank you, Jeremiah. Ladies and gentlemen, the list of financial awards noted in your program will continue to update as additional scholarships and awards are received by the members of today's graduating class. To date, the total amount of awards and scholarships garnered by the members of the class of 2022 is more than $2.9 million and counting. We are delighted that we are able to recognize, or were able to recognize, our scholars' specific academic excellence in detail at our annual Vision ceremony this past Sunday. We are very proud of all that they have accomplished. In addition to recognizing the top 2 students at this ceremony, we would like to recognize and present an additional award of excellence to one of our scholars, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Cup Award. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution Cup Award, established by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, is awarded to the best all-around senior. Each year, the faculty selects the senior who demonstrates leadership qualities, is active in the community, and has a winning attitude. This year's recipient, also known to many of the adults on faculty and staff as our second boss, is Mr. Raymond Bedell. Please join us in giving Raymond yet another round of applause. Again, we did acknowledge many of our scholars, their honors, their accomplishments at our Vision ceremony, but at this time, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge those scholars who are seated before us today who have gone above and beyond because they were so ready to become Frederick Douglass alumni, they decided to do it a year early. At this time, I would like all of our early graduates to please rise and accept your round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Well, the moment we have all waited for has arrived.
Members of the Board of Education and Superintendent Dr. Lisa Herron, we hereby certify that these candidates have completed all the requirements of the state of Georgia and the Atlanta Board of Education and are now eligible to receive their diplomas.
As a reminder to our families and guests, and thank you all so much for being here, you are indeed asked to preserve the dignity and highest possible excellence in accordance with established academic etiquette and protocol. We owe this to our scholars and their families to allow the program to proceed with honor. We ask the audience to please refrain from yelling, name calling, and other distractions that destroy the formality, beauty, and dignity of this momentous occasion. Every student's voice and name deserves to be heard. Please hold your applause until all diplomas have been presented. I would like to ask Dr. Lisa Herring, Associate Superintendent Dr. Retha Woolfolk, and members of our Board of Education to come forward and join me for the presentation of diplomas.
Raymond Rick Bedell. Jeremiah Jamal Williams. Leanne Cherie Wright. Kiera Monet Eisler. Christian Rashad Manuel. Zaria Anastasia Bailey. Kendall Quadarius Brown. Demisha Antoinette Tompkins. Anna Delmeade Elvera Pineda. DeMarcus Trayvon Snipes. Alyssa Renee Davis. Destiny Taryn Adams. Tashana Aaliyah Saunders. Erikiana Walina Thomas. Kanaya Chanel Tripp. Deandra Vinay Thornton. Delacia Giovanni Howard. Shamaya Aaliyah Barnes. Sadasia Mashai Baker. Deanna Simone Cullens.
Zanaya Demetria Carver. Jawan Damon Elder. Elijah Nehemiah Harris. VJ Jarrell Gilbert. Ryan Kennedy Watkins. I feel Mona Boyd. Saquon Emin Atwater. Yamsel Joel Matos Clemente. Jakari De Carlos Hill. Tanaja and Kyria Books Brett Bay. Takesha Ayana Polk. Takia Ayana Polk. Kobe Christoph Williams. Logan Linton Eugene Vance. Tajaris Dejan Sawyers. Janaya Lachey Kraft. Geneva Danielle Daniels. Jamari Jannard Derek Jones. Jerquez Damonte Deese. Javante Isaiah Griffin. Miracle Letharia Merritt.
Lacera Ariana Dennis. Samaria Kiviana Martin. Tanisha Deasia Shepherd. David Vital Gallegos. Jakira Lanice Kilgore. Ana Delay Ramirez. Imaya Nolani Bludso. Kiana Montrese Owens. Antoine Quadarius Jackson. Jazzy Ariana Avery. Rakesia Sharkeese Pitts. Haley Simone Bird. Demi Demetris Sesberry. Kobe Pleeman Perry. Quintara Lachey Wiley. Kyla Melissa Bridges. Zaria Cameron Bell. Shaquavius Tierra Douglas. Jalen Lamar George. Trinice Beyonce Smith.
Michelle Jimenez. Kenyatta Andretti Carter. Elijah Marley Smith. James Jr. Shropshire. Janiyah LaShawn Trinae Pope. Chantel Mariana Stewart. Elijah Mohammed Smith. Armani Malik Mangum. D'Angelo Maurice Tucker. Andriana Katrina Walker. Jemiah Miranda Murphy. Antangelo Duran Bohanan. Rictavius Raquel Eugene Morton. Michael Renardo Ross. Ashira Shamika Christine Brooks. Brianna Denise Brown. Zakari Omarion Hicks. Fernando Jimenez. Cameron Jerron Robinson. Deanna Trinice Maxey.
Aaliyah Raquel Harvey. Justin LeBron Riddle. Denisha Mian Alexandria Head. Jakaya Michaela York. Erica Jabriah Michelle Davis. Jamari Malik Bynum. Montesia Elaine Payton. Tanari Malay Woodard. Destiny Daviana Jones. Kiana Jasmine Bridgers. Tyrus Antoine Daniel. Melvin DeAndre Coleman. Quavius Amon Hancock. Blake Giselle Burnham. Angel Kanila Johnson.
That was for. The whole time. I'm slow.
Tremont Jamel Bozeman.
Terrion.
Stephen Terrion Snow. Dallas Marciel Osborne. Zara Naima Ramsey.
Elijah Nicole McDaniel. Antoine Deontay Holiday. Decarion Tremont Carmichael. Joshua Amari Mackay, Doctor. Tamaya Arnett Jones. LaDasia Michelle Morrison. Marquavius Deshaun Talley. Caleb Lincoln Smith. Joshua Bernard Ward. Kaya Deanna Irving. Kiana Delise Lewis. Haley Nicole Bussey. Lanaya Simone Pitts. Sherlita Zanae DeWeese. Deasia Cabria Weaver. Destiny Lynette Woods. Tatiana Deonche Mason. Mykira and Amari Lamar. Nakaya Quishay O'Neal.
Joseph Jamal Cunningham.
I got 500 for you. Just don't say the middle name.
Daniel Lewis Kendrick. Langston Kenrick Bull. Trayvon Antoine Jean.
Mine says Lamar in the middle. I got bored, so I kind of tore it. Let me know when I can go.
Anthony Lamar Hairston. Jonathan David Alver Reyes. Keyshawn Ladarius Gilbert. Darius Naquan Mason. Trevante Dwayne Cook. Eddie Bernard Trice III. James Jakeem Betts. Quincy Marcel Kelly. Kenji Rashad Howard Jr. Demetrius Amon Edwards. Curtis Emmanuel Evans. Brandon Rashawn Millage. John Jabias Phillips. Amaru Alexander Johnson. Cameron Carmelo Allen. Joshua James Patterson.
And Nubia Loe Rando. Anubia Eloe Rando. Alexis Sparkle Simmons.
Hey, my name is Keith Antoine.
Layla Zariah Doctor. Keith Antoine Munford. Makai Ryan Wilson. Derek Antoine Ward. Michael Allen Myers. Jerika Shamaya Porch. Dante Shannon. Jashay DeShannon Smallwood. Jamari Amir Gary Hutchins. Aaliyah LaShawn Marsh. Jemiah Krishan Darling. Dimitri Eric Denson. Kevion Danez Howard. Ra Allah, Universal Life, Allah. Tylen Ovantre Blake Jacobs. Amani Najee Hancock. Demarion Ontario Smith.
Eric Wayne Tisdale Jr. Jeremiah Anasia Michelle Beasley. Destiny Janice McKee. Jaqueline Carrollton Jacobs. What's your name?
Ibrahima Dean, I-B-R-H-I-M-A.
I don't have your name, baby. Step over here to the side. Isaiah Jaden Harbor. Zakiah Catherine Terrell. Jasmine Iman McGilberry. Keyshawn Dontavius Spivey. Jakati Ali Williams. Douglas Walker. Desmond Richard Simmons.
Ibrahima Dean.
My name is Erica Mitchell, and I'm your District 5 representative. And also, I am proud to serve the Frederick Douglass Cluster, and it's an honor for me to be here to celebrate with you all today. To the class of 2022, your principal, Mrs. Taylor, has verified that you have completed all the requirements set forth for graduation. Hold on, one moment. Yes, indeed. By the state of Georgia and the Atlanta Board of Education, by the power invested in me, by the Atlanta Board of Education, I certify you as graduates of class of 2022. Congratulations.
Before we get to the end of our ceremony, I just want to say to the class of 2022, there is no crying in baseball. I just want to thank you all for allowing me to serve you as my first graduating class of the Frederick Douglass High School. I'm not crying, you're crying. Will the class of 2022 please stand for the ceremonial toggling of the tassels? Miss Destiny Woods, please come to the stage as the Vice President of the class of 2022. Geneva.
Class of 22, please grab your tassels. F, D, A.